still got it. Hey guys, this is Drew coming to you with another review, and this time we are doing the Title Classic Pro Style Training Gloves 3.0. Now the thing about these gloves is that I've used these ones for over a decade now, so these are pretty much like old gloves for me. And because of that, there really isn't an unboxing for this video since these have been with me for pretty much longer than many of the other gloves that I've reviewed. But let's just cut to the chase. Alright, so one of the things I love about these gloves is their price. These cost less than 40 bucks. They're like $34.99 on the Tile website, which is a very good bargain. I think I paid a little more for it back when these were among the first gloves I've ever owned, but nowadays you can just get them for less than 40 bucks. So that makes this a very good bargain glove. And these were also among the first actual pair of 14-ounce gloves that I've owned. So these are 14 ounces, at least that's what they're advertised as, but we'll get to the weigh-in in a few seconds from now, or minutes, whatever. We'll get there as soon as we're done. But yeah, one of the things I really like about this glove is that it's not only bargain friendly, but it also has very good wrist support in it too. Like, this is especially for a Velcro style glove, which not a lot of gloves are very known for when they're in the Velcro category, because many of the lace-up ones have a little bit of better support for your wrists than many Velcro ones. But this one's a little bit of a different story, because when I wore this, I pretty much felt protected in the wrists, as if nothing was going to cause me to stumble when making a punch. So I do appreciate that. And the comfort inside the glove is very good too. Inside the glove, the padding right here, yeah, inside the glove, I really felt protected. The padding is very shock absorbent, so even when I was doing punches, I felt confident knowing that my fists were going to be protected and that all of the force would dissipate all over this glove. So yeah, I pretty much like that. And the inside of it, it's just very comfortable. You definitely feel like nothing is gonna scratch you. I love the interior of it, so you definitely get comfort in there as well. So yeah, you can definitely feel confident in that, and it just fits very well for this glove. That's what I really like about this pair of gloves in particular, especially as a starter glove for me. However, a few downsides to this glove are, well, this one is not a major thing because it's not something that will end up destroying what type of glove this is in terms of purpose. But the plastic logo, some of the edges pop out a bit, as C Squared Boxing has pointed out in some of his videos about a few gloves like the Ringside Apex and the Ringside Omega gloves. But what he also said that I could pretty much be on page with is that all it just takes is putting a little bit of tape around the edges, so it's not going to be a bad thing for when you're sparring. But that's just a very minor thing right there. And another thing is, well, it's sort of a mixed bag with the padding on this glove because on the one hand it's very shock absorbent because it allows the user to be protected inside, but on the outside the padding is a little dense compared to a lot of other stuff that I've seen. And by dense, I mean a little hard and firm. I don't know if it's just because I've been using this glove a lot back when I was, well, back when I was younger. Like, it was about a decade ago or slightly more. But this glove just has a little bit of hard padding in it that makes it a little hard for me to recommend this during sparring because it might feel a little bit like you're hitting with bricks or something. At least compared to some of the softer gloves that I've reviewed, but that's not to say that this can't be because this is a 14-ounce glove. At least that's what it says right here. But I did weigh in these gloves a little prior to this review, so let's just say that they may they still qualify for the 14-ounce range in a way because it's a little above 13 ounces, so at least it still qualifies. But in terms of it being a sparring glove, I don't know if a 16 ounce would fare better than the 14 ounce I'm wearing, but the padding on this feels a little bit hard for me to use for a sparring match, even if they recommend 14s, which might be a rare case, but you never know, really. One thing I forgot to mention about these gloves is that they're not made of leather, really. They're more like a synthetic leather, as in these particular ones. There's another type that is made of leather. I mean, it's a similar glove, but we don't have it here. So, I may not be able to show you it that much, but you'll see when you get on their website. But it's kind of something that I was mixed on because on the one hand, this really did look like leather to me, but as I got older and did more research on the internet and figured it all out, it was synthetic leather, and I think that by by default these were among the first synthetic leather boxing gloves I've owned. So yeah, at least they did a good job with how they presented it. Like, they really made a glove that looked a lot like leather and even has its sheen. In fact, I'm even looking at them right now, and I'm amazed at how the light even shines off of it to give it that leather look. So they at least did a good job on that glove right there. So anyway, that's my whole review on these gloves. How do I feel about them? They're a very decent entry level glove for when you're doing pad and bag work. If you're going to get these for sparring, well, I would recommend getting the 16 ounces in terms of having the right weight for them. But as a sparring glove, I don't know. We'll have to see how the 16 ounces are. But if you do have a pair of 16-ounce gloves for this particular model, then feel free to let me know what your thoughts on them are, especially in sparring. Because while I have the 14-ounce ones, and I'm not too sure how they would be in a sparring match because of the padding being a little hard, but maybe that's just because of the use of these gloves, since I've had these for a little over a decade, really. Like, way more than that. Like, not too long, but definitely a little over a decade. So from that, the padding might be a little bit hard from all that use, but the glove still holds up very well, in my opinion. So that really says a lot about how well these were made to be able to stand the test of time, literally. But then again, I haven't used these in a while, but then again, I haven't used these in a while, so that may have something to do with that. But the fact that these gloves still stayed long in this form is a good testament to how these performed, in my opinion. So, yeah, gotta admit, these gloves were a very good start for me, and I bet that they would be a good start for you too. So let me know your thoughts on these gloves and this whole review, and I'll post a link in the description for where you can buy them. So thanks for watching, and be sure to hit subscribe for more content, and I'll see you later with the next review. Take care. Hey, so I forgot to weigh in. So I forgot to do the weigh-in of these gloves for this video. Now, I said before that I weighed them and they came out to around 13.1 or 2 ounces. But for the sake of this video, I had to reshoot it, or better yet, just shoot it. So, yeah. So here's the weigh-in of these gloves post-review. Starting with the right glove. 13.7 ounces. Pretty good. Now to the left one. 13.1 ounces. They've held their own very well throughout this time. So yeah, we really have a decent pair of gloves right here that keep their weight.